Today is December 19th, 2023. Okay. After the last one, Hal Will's lying out to all you people that he doesn't even have the authority to ask someone to stay quiet. He's only a higher officer. Criminal attorney, prosecutor's office, and other police departments said it. It's the freedom of speech. Only a sitting judge can take your freedom of speech away. Being a higher officer, a police officer, and that's all he is, he can't even ask someone to stay quiet. He's scamming everyone. Today, I went to Red Lobster around 11 o'clock in the morning. One of the two blonde girls that are part of the Florida human traffickers, the M13 serial killers, child molesters. Okay? Walk out. I'm sorry. Pull up and I see them and I look over at them. I'm like, oh my God, they're following me again. See, they're still watching me. Those are the two blonde girls that showed up in 18 and in 19 in Louisville were screaming that Will was stealing for them. Okay. October 4th, 23 she was one of they look like twins almost. They're sisters. One's still real heavy set, another one's lost weight. One of them's name's Lauren. Okay. And they're part of the Florida human traffickers. That means child molester and serial killer. Okay. All right. October 4th, 23 in Massillon, she's screaming how Will was stealing for her. October 6th, 23, they said in Walmart 62, 8:45 to 9:15 by the food aisle that it's him and he's stealing for her. Okay. That all these people have are their stalking tapes where they admitted they drugged me and told me to say it before, admitted they photoshopped everything and made everything up on me in stalking tapes. And where that girl's bragging he's stealing for her, it's the one guy from the case. He's stealing for it's his girlfriend. Okay. All right, they met inside Walmart 62. Okay, then November 20th, 23. Now, he took a bribe and he set me up and he stole my money in Walmart 62, 8 to 9 in the morning by the front register. Okay. Well, today being December 19th, 2023, well, she pulls up side Red Lobster, the heavy set one. Okay. We go to Dollar Tree and then we go over to Kohl's. As we walk in, two girls walk out. Some girl showed up and said no one's to say a word to her. Will stole that money for her because he feels sorry for her. And no one's to say a word. Okay, she's a child molester and a serial killer. Why would you feel sorry for her? You put her in jail. Let's just do a whole different scenario. Let's say she was a really good person. She don't have any money. What would you do? Take money out of your own pocket? Go out and get a loan and help her? Go to churches, charities, go online? Bake sales, car washes? Make money honestly to give to her, because that makes you a good person. Right. Go along with your friends, take up a big donation, get her a job. That makes you a good person. But someone being a fucking child molester and a fucking serial killer in it with the Mexican drug cartel, do you feel sorry for him? Do you give him money? No, you put their dumbasses in jail. Right? Right. See, they've made, yeah. All right. So I'm walking around Kohl's. Some guys came in. They said that word, it doesn't mean rape. Where they made up this big dirty word, told people I was found guilty in a court of law. Lied to people and never been questioned of wrongdoing, never prosecuted, never found guilty. Not even questioned. So do I have any charges? No. But they told people I was found guilty. Said this big dirty word. I didn't know what it meant. Not stupid, but I didn't know what it meant. So I had to Google it. They said some of those guys let us listen to that tape where she didn't know what it meant, and she had to Google it. And it does mean rape, and she didn't know what it meant. So where they were trying to say it was a shower scene in the other room. Okay? He said, and they let us listen to that tape. And I didn't think about it where they're running around saying she's weird with herself. If someone's acting like they're showering in another room, that would be a medical emergency. They wouldn't know what they were doing. See, people where they photoshopped it, my ex-husband's girlfriend, Michelle, her dad, Pete, messed up in the Mexican drug cartel, the Detroit Boys, the Gentlemen's Club from Florida, the human traffickers that are selling women and children for sex slaves and to be murdered. Okay? He's dating Michelle. Dixie, my daughter-in-law, even knew who Michelle was, and Pete. Okay? A retired judge messed up in the drug cartel selling people like the ones in Florida. He's an Ohio contact. Okay? Running sextortion schemes on people. Trying to make fast, easy money while they're selling and killing others. Okay? That's where you get the roofie confessions. I worked at Ohio Catholic in Macedonia. Bill was one of the manager and this other guy. I was in the basement for the call center for if you had a problem. I go upstairs and I walked around the corner and they're talking about me. We got her drug test back. They said we're not allowed to say a word, that she's an FBI informant helping out with the case. She showed up with Valium and da-da-da-da-da-da, and where they were stabbing me with needles in my sleep. And they were lying to people. They had sodium pentothal reports. They were making their own roofies so you sleepwalk. Their own concoctions. It's like 3 or 4 drugs. Do you realize how dangerous they are? Stabbing people with drugs they're mixing themselves to violate me. And that we're not allowed to say a word. The cops know the list of them. Okay? So, see, that's where the first... By January 19, they said in Walmart that the agent on my case was so corrupt he tried to steal my money. By January to March of 19, they said they paid him off. Where they said they paid him off November 20th, 23 in Walmart, that he took a bribe and he set me up. And then December 14th, 23 outside McDonald's on North Main, about 4:45, I go through the drive-thru. I pull over, a couple and their child walks out laughing and screaming at me, and cars are swarming by me. They're cops. You do realize that, right? And he's screaming out a confession that he was in it with Dave, that he set me up, that I wouldn't get any money. He found out Dave took off. He may have men bring him back. That he already told him he set me up. I wouldn't get no money. And he took care of this. And da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And going on. How he took my money. And I'm here to make sure she gets nothing. And he's screaming out a confession. Okay? Officers follow me out to Hartville later that night. I told that guy, I know she don't know who he is. And I heard him confess. Oh, they taped him. Come Sunday, 2 days ago, in Walmart and Alliance, some women walk out. We talked to that officer, Mark, that watcher. Mark and John's one of the original ones from the case. Right? He taped that guy admitting he set her up. He was working with Dave and he took her money. To see where all the cops have been around me. That idiot stealing her money. Oh, with him screaming, he's a very dangerous idiot. He don't think the cops got enough guts to arrest him. And he's already confessed. Okay? See, today in Kohl's, that guy said they're running around telling everybody she's weird with herself. And I didn't think about it. It would have been a medical emergency. Somebody act like they're washing in the other room. You got to think it'd be a stroke, a seizure. They hit their head. They're just delusional. Dear God, on drugs and out of their mind, not knowing what they're doing. I knew of this one girl when she was small. You know how they find out she had sugar diabetes? She's the sweetest little girl. She was beheading her dolls and beating them. And they went in there and she was so irate and breaking things, they rushed her to the hospital. Her sugar was so high, they said she was in the hospital for a long time. They didn't even know she had diabetes. And her sugar level was so through the high, she was delusional. See, it's a medical emergency. When you're doing something that is out of the ordinary, and yeah, That would be a medical emergency. Like that guy said, I wouldn't even thought about it. That would have been a medical emergency. See, people haven't brought it down. Where they said March 1st to 3rd, 21, 8 to 10:30 at night, they put two clips together, put her in a porn, it's not her, it's them. Then they're so altered, March 13, 21, I went to Mercy Medical, lady showed up, no man was ever to touch her. Nurse comes in laughing, the only thing they had on you was adjusting yourself. The guy standing there said, that's sick. She said, no, it's funny. She just simply wiped off some water with clothes on. He said, that's sick. She said, no, she just brushed it off. They didn't have anything else. Where they have the roofie drugged and told to say it, the shower scene. Then they started saying, well, you touch yourself, you expose yourself, you touch yourself, look where. That's not washing. That's not wiping off water with clothes on. That's naked. Being weird. That's gross. And I thought, well, you put my head on somebody else's body. Then you think about, what would you be doing? They're playing me. It's a drug cartel. They're playing me. It's a drug scam. And I thought, if you touch yourself, you expose yourself, you're undressing. You touch yourself, look weird, but not weird. You could be putting yeast infection cream on, or did you get undressed and kind of showering and washing? It sounds like showering because you're washing yourself. And I walked outside of smoke. She figured out what they did. Laughing. May 12th, 22 at noon. May 26th, 22 at noon. No, the shower's being done on purpose to make you look weird, and they found a tape of them emitting it. All right, the police already taped them emitting the shower scene in the other room done on purpose to make you look weird. And a big long list of people they told. And they went to the police. And the police already taped them. And the drugs and told us it. Okay? And witnesses thereof. They thought they were funny. It's a big sextortion scheme from the drug cartel. And these people are so stupid. You know, they said that agent's an idiot. Him standing in the middle of McDonald's parking lot screaming he was in it with Dave. He took my money. And he set me up on purpose. He gave a full confession of life in federal. And the cops taped him. You know, over a month ago, people were saying someone needs to get arrested warrant for Will. Yeah. See, I have a friend, Jim. His son edits movies for a living. Has an app in his phone, the movies you watch on TV. Said, could you put the shower scene in the room? He said, it's easy. You click and paste. He said he could go back through your clothes and your different outfits. Click around the outfit, move the outfit on you, so you still have the shower scene, but look like you're crazy washing in the other room. He could circle your head and move your head, somebody else's head to your body, so it looks like somebody else is doing it. Or put your head on somebody else's body. Okay? They can change your eye color, your hair color. They can take words out of a sentence and retape over. Okay? Some guy, his little kid went to go around me. He said, he bent down. He said, no one will say a word. We all know that guy was lying to all of us that he couldn't do any of this. We all know he was lying to us. Because he doesn't have the authority to ask you to stay quiet. He's just an officer. A year and a half ago, an FBI agent had tried to tell an informant out of state that they couldn't say anything. They got an attorney and sued him. The press was in an uproar. If that agency ever backs one agent trying to tell anybody they can't say anything, they better shut them down. They're only hire law enforcement. They're only hire police officers. They don't have that kind of authority to ask anybody to stay quiet. Per Constitution, freedom of speech. Now, police departments, Constitution. It takes a sitting judge and a sequestered a grand jury to put a gag order on you, not a police officer. You have a freedom of speech. You have a right to remain quiet and a right to an attorney. Right to a fair court trial. You have a right to privacy. See what I mean? We live in the United States of America. Okay? They said they better shut them down. Because they're only hire law enforcement. They're hire police officers. A prosecutor's office, a criminal attorney, other police departments. That agent can't talk to you like that. He was only bullying you. And he can't even ask you to stay quiet. And he can't bully you into false statements. All of them. He's been lying to everybody he can do this because he's stealing. He has sold the technology to the Witness Protection Program. Now it was on Google that they are in other witness protection programs live streaming them to the M13 drug cartel. One of my stalkers, the Latinos that work for Pete, part of the human traffickers are the M13s that were following me around. M13s dismember people while they're alive. That's how they butcher them. That's who these people are taking their money from. And that's who you're helping. The Mexican drug cartel. Think about that. You know, where they were blaming the Iraqi terrorist, the dark web malware guy for hacking the case? Well, he probably did help, but who gave him the passcodes? Will. How'd they get into everybody else's? Will. First month or two of the case, around the cops, Will's on the login for $25 a pop. Well, now he sold other witness protection programs. This was priceless to the cartels because everybody they got in protection have ratted somebody out. They can kill him and destroy him in front of people and hire lowlifes to help out. See, yesterday I walked out at Acme. Well, when I was in there, one of my guys showed up from the case, him and his kid. And I'm over by the freezer aisle. He said, they got a hold of me. I interviewed her whole family a long time ago. She's never hurt anyone. And the kid said, she's never hurt anybody? Nothing ever bad happened from her to anyone? He's like, no, she's never hurt anyone. He's like, none of this is funny. He said, I know it's not. See, that's where they told people in Walmart. We interviewed her whole family. She's never hurt anyone. My whole family spoke highly of me. My ex-husband, Karen, you're good to the kids, you're good to the grandkids, you wouldn't hurt anyone, you're good to everyone, no matter who it is. My 3 sons, my daughter-in-laws, all defended me, and the one set of grandkids in protected custody in front of the police. They had already caught Melissa, friends with Michelle, the drug cartel girl, telling the kids to make up some mean games of pretend, and then on Thanksgiving of 18, telling my granddaughter, Flora, they made everything up there, games of pretend. Sick shit. I've had to wait a year to find out. And she told a bunch of adults they were pretending. And I taped Dixie with her permission of knowing of the mean game of pretend. And they're documenting mean games of pretend. Because they wanted Michelle to get the house. And they didn't even work out. See, I went to leave yesterday from out of Acme. Some ladies walk out. We drove around and we heard what was wrong with her before. That family better stop having people yell crazy stuff at her. Trying to say she was faking. We found out what was wrong with her. Okay? They said, if they would have ever tried anything legally with her, they would have all been arrested for sextortion. At least. Do you think that's why Dave took off? She said yes. Yeah. See, and she said, what was that guy thinking? They can't do any of this. He thought he was making a fast buck from the drug cartel, selling the United States technology to him, and then stealing from victims. Think about how many millions the drug cartel, this technology was priceless, and they're in all kinds of witness protection programs. Huh? He sold all kinds of U.S. citizens out. People forget about 9/11 and horrified that, 5,000 people died. Do you know how many have died from human traffickers this year? That's a drop in the bucket. And it's a Mexican drug cartel selling people. Do we understand? U.S. citizens coming here and slaughtering us like pigs. And you guys aren't smart enough to be mad. And that agent selling them our technology and victimizing people. Think about this. He knew anything could be photoshopped. See, Mike DeWine's cousin and Sheriff David were friends. He's like, is your local police slow? They should have arrested that agent for the way he talked to you. He can't do that, or that retired judge. Then you should have been put in a safe house. They can't do any of this. See, and he can't ask you to stay quiet either. He's only a higher law enforcement. See, that's where he's only a higher cop. See, that's where he's been lying to people that he has all this great authority. He don't got jack shit. He has no more authority. I went on Google. He's no higher than a local cop. They're not submittable to him. He's as equal as a local cop. The only thing's different. Local cops work in the local area. Sheriffs work in the county. State patrol works on state highways. Okay, then we go into federal police. They can work anywhere in the United States. They can work, that's Federal Bureau of Investigators, FBI, Secret Service Police, and Marshals. They can just be pulled and worked anywhere. That's the difference of where you can work. Get the idea how much he's lying? Like that guy said, we all realized that guy was lying to all of us. See, that's where these people knew better. You guys all knew better. You've been helping out in the biggest fraud scheme in the world while he's stealing and selling U.S. citizens. See, I even taped, and some guy said, I heard she taped them admitting Will was going to lie that he was in my house before. Oh, I did. I sent it into the Department of Justice. Want to play Will? CIA. NSA. Or not. Actually, I copy and pasted it and put it on their internet. So yeah, on their webpage. I mailed it to the president. I mailed it to the NSA. You want to play Will? Sheriffs? They already taped it too. I was doing a video in the morning, and they're mocking me. We're going to have Will lie that he was in our house. Be an entrapment. Police and agencies can only be in a home under a threat of life with statements. It's the Fourth Amendment. All the police will tell you it's on the Department of Justice and the prosecutor's office. Nobody could be in your home before. It's a fraud scheme. It's your right to privacy. And I taped them in the background mocking that they were going to have Will lie. You can hear it. I've listened through the car speaker. You can actually hear him in the distance say it. Like he's so great in authority. Like somebody said. He thinks if he says something, it makes it law. It doesn't. He's scamming everybody. He thinks you're stupid idiots. He thinks you don't have enough IQ to figure this out. They flat out told him it was a shower scene done on purpose, that they drugged me and told me to say it. They laughed that it was sodium pentothal reports, true serum, and then, oh, we roofied her. Ha ha ha. No man talked to her. No, we used drugs on her instead, or sodium pentothal on her instead. No, it was roofies. Their own made roofies to make you sleepwalk. It's a drug cartel. Do you want a bunch of Mexican drug cartels coming in here and slaughtering U.S. children and women? Selling us for sex slaves, take over our area? Do you think it's funny that a federal cop took a payoff from them? They paid off a sheriff in Ohio $100,000. Then found other ones taking payoffs too. Where they said they paid them off, they probably did. And then for the technology to listen through cell phones, live stream protection programs, and sell them back to their enemies was priceless. Probably paid him millions. And that's why he's laughing. They said he's an idiot. With him standing out there confessing, he's daring the cops to arrest him. Daring him. I'm going to go ahead and upload this. I got to go somewhere. But yeah. People, go online. Turn him in. Turn him in. Turn him in. Turn him in. I'm not the only case he sold. It's on my Facebook. I found it on the internet, and I put the link to it on my Facebook. They're live streaming witness protection programs at M13 drug cartel. One of my stalkers was M13. All the Latinos said they worked for Pete. They were human traffickers. His son, Alec, or Alex, the white-haired guy with his hair part inside, one light gray trucks. Like they said, it wasn't even funny that Will was out there bragging he stole my money. He's already confessed. When is someone going to do their job and arrest him? I still am owed that money. Like, even a criminal attorney, they can't withhold it for the rest of your life. And you stay in immunity for even when you tell Will. And you can't list me crazy because you tell someone and you already admitted, like they said in Walmart and Alliance. We all know Will told on her before she called back. Well, he also admitted he talked to everybody. Like, he's running the biggest scam in stealing and selling out U.S. citizens. It's pretty close to tracing Will. They just got another FBI agent for selling for the Russians. He's in jail, and I don't think anybody got hurt. And you caused thousands of deaths. People start getting mad at a dirty cop. Look at Will, that he's nothing but a dirty cop lying to all of you and scamming you and making millions selling U.S. citizens. How dirty he is. Turn him in.